Hey guys, how are y'all? It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 15, and long time no see. Hey y'all. Oh, happy birthday. We have birthdays today. I love it. Your birthday. Oh, happy birthday. I hope you're having a wonderful birthday. And happy birthday to you, my friend. Happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a great birthday. Okay, you're at dinner, but blessed to have two lives say on your birthday. I love it. I hope you're enjoying your day. Now, guys, yes, we are back again, honey. We are back again. Good evening. I'm glad you guys are here. Yes, we are back. Two lives in a day, honey. Yes, we are back. All right, guys. Hey, how are you? Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in the room. Yes, you caught the live. I'm so happy you're here. I have to say, I really feel like Miami is going to be in for a very explosive reunion. These last few episodes, they've really been killing it. But this episode in particular, I have a lot of thoughts, okay? But let's get into Miami. So they are on the cruise that Marisol set up. And we do see it's the next day. Kiki and Julia are on the deck in their swimsuits. Kiki always looks so good. I mean, she gives us everything in those swimsuits. She always looks good. I don't know what Julia's hair is doing on this cruise, but okay. So now it was cute because the rest of the women are doing 80s aerobics. Marisol's leading the way. We have Alexia, Stephanie, Larsa, Marisol, Guerdy. Marisol says that, she's leading aerobics whether she wants to or not. They're all having fun in class. Guerdy says that she came to the U.S. in 1987. Alexia says that Miami in the 80s was caliente. She was dating a cocaine cowboy and she had no idea. We all know the story of Alexia and her first husband, right? Now, Larsa, I thought it was funny. They didn't show a picture of Larsa in the 80s. And I feel like that was purposely done. But she says that in the 80s, she was obsessed with John Bon Jovi. The producer was like, he doesn't seem like he's your type. Your type seems more like this. Stephanie says that she was 4 in the 80s. She was 4 in 1988, and her husband was already in college. So now they finished the 80s aerobics, and now they're discussing the separate dinners that took place last night. So they're all voicing their opinions about the Lisa and Larsa beef going on. Now, y'all know how I feel about that. I feel like Larsa has been dragging this out for forever. This should not be that deep. We should not still be talking about this 15 episodes in. Larsa, let this go. So now Alexia says, it's been too long between you and Lisa. It's time to move on. Like, we're all exhausted. So Larsa's whining about how Lisa is not a responsive friend. I said, but Larsa, are you? Also, Larsa, Lisa did what she wanted. She apologized and she unfollowed Marcus. What more do you want? Like, it's enough already. You are dragging this out because there is no storyline. Yes, Larsa, nobody cares. Exactly. So now, Alexia says, I'm friends with the both of you guys. Y'all both need to shut up and stop talking about the past. You guys both know that you've hurt each other. The beef has gone on. And I said the beef has gone on way too long because of Larsa. So now we're back on the deck with Kiki and Julia. We see Stephanie come to join them. Kiki brings up Adriana. She's like, is Adriana okay? She's been down. She's not been herself. Like, do you know what's going on? So Julia says, well, she's sad about her age and her birthday. I talked to her about it. She's not trying to celebrate her birthday. Now, when Guerdy and Adriana came up to join them on the deck, Adriana was beyond, Adriana wasn't even talking. Like, she was so quiet. I'm not going to hold you guys. If it wasn't for the last 10 minutes, like 5 minutes of the episode, I would have forgotten all about Adriana. I forgot that she was there. And Adriana is being sad about her birthday. Adriana looks great. I mean, she looks amazing. Also, Adriana, I'm just gonna need you to either go to a therapist or something, because I feel like, don't bring the mood down. They're all trying to have a good time, and then here you are, moping around with a long face. It's just like, girl, like, let's pick it up a bit. You know what I'm saying? I've told you guys a million times, my misery does not love company. I don't know about y'all. Yes, Adriana was in her own thoughts. She was. She was. Yeah, Adriana bothered me this episode. If you're going to be sour, don't come on the trip. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I don't like to be around people if I'm in a bad mood. I don't think that it's fair to other people to sour the time because you're going through something. I don't know. That's just me. People might say, that's cruel or that's not right to feel that way, but that's just how I feel. That's just my humble opinion. I don't think it's fair to go out and bring the vibe down because you're feeling away. That's just me though. You feel bad for Adriana. She did seem very down. I would have thought they edited her out because she was so quiet. Yes, exactly. You said Adriana was doing too much. Like, come on, no one wants that energy around when you're enjoying yourself. Exactly. This was the episode for Adriana to make it all about her and be in charge of the girls, but she disappointed. I think she was sad about Julia, honestly. Maybe, but either way, I need you to pick it up, especially since there was so much arguing in Spain to go on another trip and there's still drama and sadness and misery. Can we please have a good time? Even if it's a 2-day trip, let's just have a good time. Can we try? You get what I'm saying? I ignore the sourpuss of the vacation easily. When I'm down, I turn into a hermit. Yeah, I don't want to be around anybody if I'm not in a good mood. The Debbie Downer stuff gets old. I mean, I kind of get Adriana last year when I turned 29. I was like, damn, this is the last year of my 20s. They're almost over. But I hope that you weren't being a sourpuss about it. You know what I'm saying? Like to go around moping about it the entire weekend, bringing the vibe down. You get what I'm saying? And 29 and 30s are still young. There's nothing to be sad about. And the other alternative is you not being on the earth. If you're not getting older, then you know what I'm saying? So you have to look at it like that. Like it's a blessing to see another birthday. And I feel like as long as you look good, it doesn't really matter. Like as long as you look good, that's just how I feel. I feel like as long as you look good, it doesn't matter. But that's just me. Yes, the opposite of aging is dying. Exactly. And I don't know, I feel like Adriana's going to be depressed when she turns 60 and 70. It's like, girl, you're going to wish that you were the age that you are now 10 years from now. So you need to embrace it. Like it's the youngest and oldest that you'll ever be. So embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Because when she's 79, she'll be like, oh my gosh, why was I acting like this when I was 59? So like be happy. Like I don't know. She still looks good. I don't know why she's sad. I could see if she didn't like how she looked, but she looks great. So you shouldn't be sad if you still look great. Just saying. Yeah, you said Adriana wore you out. Yeah, she was wearing me out too. She said she's been traded in for a younger model twice. Now, I'm confused about Adriana's divorces because we've never gotten the full story about her and her second husband, the French man. And then her first husband, I just know that he was a cheater. But she was still young when she got divorced the first time. I don't know. Either way, whatever the case is, that should not be the reason why you're so depressed over a birthday. You know what I'm saying? And she still looks amazing. So it doesn't. That's just how I look at it. Like she looks amazing. There's no reason for her to be sad. She looks great, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just. I think it's because she's lonely. To be honest, that's very true. I think she equates her aging to not being able to keep a man. She's hinted at that a few times. Adriana needs to change her mindset, and I don't know. She needs to go to get some therapy. Like nobody wants to hear all this moping around all the damn time. It's enough already. She's healthy. She looks amazing. There's nothing to be sad about. She's on a show. She's making money. I don't know. She looks younger than Julia and a lot of her cast. Like I would never know that she was older than Julia. Like she looks good. Anyhow, Adriana's moping around. You have Alexia and Marisol join them, and now Lisa. And then we find out that Lisa and Larsa are on the other side of the cruise ship. They're by the bar, so they sit down to talk. Lisa says, "I don't know why I'm so nervous. She has anxiety." She says, I just don't want to get to the point where there's no coming back from us being friends. Now, it's apparent that present day, Lisa and Larsa are still not good. So whatever has gone down, they're at the point of no return. Like, they're still not friends now. So Larsa says, same here. She says, They're doing fireworks outside of my building. I don't know why we're doing fireworks on September 15th, but please, if you hear the noise, don't mind it. It's a celebration and one of my neighbors is doing fireworks. Guys, don't mind it, okay? There's always something going on. So, Larsa says, I feel the same way. I know you're going through a lot, but you said things that hurt me to my bones. She says, you saying that I knew the paparazzi when Marcus was, he was on the slopes. That hurt me. Now, Larsa, you've had worse said about you. So for you to say that what Lisa said about you hiring the paparazzi to snoop on your ex, that hurt you to your bones, that shook you to your core, that is such BS to me. Now we have her going on to say that Lisa wasn't there for her. I said, Larsa, we have talked about this now for 15 episodes. Let's let this go. Let this die, please. So even Lisa's annoyed. She says, how many times have we talked about this? We've been all over the world trying to fix this. Milan, Miami, Spain, like it's enough already. So Lisa says, let's agree to disagree. Let's move forward and shut this down. So Lisa says, me and Jody do come as a pair. I don't want you guys to have a thing. I want you guys to be good. This makes me sad. So now Lisa gets emotional. She starts crying. Larsa says, I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to be sad. It's not my intention. Then she says, I love you and I love your kids. I hope you know that. She does apologize for, talking badly about Jody. She says, I'll never talk about Jody again. So now Lisa follows her on Instagram again. And Larsa's like, wait, you unfollowed me? You were such a brat. I said, but Larsa, the way you were treating Lisa, are you really that surprised that she unfollowed you? I would have unfollowed you too. Like, why are we playing dumb here? It's crazy. You said Larsa wins the award for the most miserable on the cast. Yeah, she's definitely up there. Larsa has the audacity when she says the most egregious things, but doesn't like when that energy is returned. Exactly. Larsa is desperate for a storyline. This is just like season 6 of Potomac when Karen said that Giselle was wishing death on Ray after what she said in season 3. That was I forgot that Karen did that. The Karen was reaching for a storyline with that. Larsa wants people to kiss her whoopee cushion made in the lab ass. Lisa will talk about her again. Stop. Exactly. Yeah, if we're beefing, I'm definitely unfollowing. Exactly. That part. So Lisa and Larsa are finally good. Thank the Lord. I'm tired of hearing about their whole beef. So now we get back to Marisol. She tells the ladies that she's rented out the spa. They can have whatever spa treatment that they want. And now Stephanie says, oh, Larsa just texted me and told me that Lisa and Larsa have officially made up. So they all cheer. So now Marisol says, we can all have dinner together now. So now we see Kiki bringing up Stephanie and Alexia's mess. Alexia says, I always get blamed for everything when it was Marisol who was the one saying all this stuff. You let her off the hook. So now Alexia says that Stephanie really hurt her. Stephanie says, well, I was hurt too, but I do want to talk to you separately. Kiki makes a joke saying that for everybody who makes up, she'll remove a piece of her clothing. And now we have Adriana go and use the restroom. Again, Adriana is in a mood because the way she got up and left to use the restroom, I just said, girl, like, Adriana, nobody has the bandwidth or the energy to coddle you or anybody else. Like, it's been enough drama in this group. So now Julia says, well, since Adriana's gone, I do want to do something for Adriana's birthday. Guerdy says, I don't care what Adriana wants. We're going to give her what she needs. And it's like, nobody, like, the thing with Adriana is if they don't celebrate her birthday, she's going to be upset, right? Like, it's one of those things where the person's going to be angry either way. You can't win either way with them. If you don't celebrate their birthday, they're going to be upset saying, oh my gosh, nobody did anything for me. But then if you do celebrate it, now they're going to be upset. It's like, Adriana, I've been riding hard for you this season, but girl, you kind of lost me in these last 2 episodes being sad about your birthday. Like, I'm just saying. Yes, Kiki was doing too damn much in this episode and I hated it. Yeah, it's a catch-22 with Adriana. It is. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. They should have respected her wishes. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you tell me that you don't want to do anything, if you're acting like you're acting like a killjoy on the trip, I don't know if I would do anything for you because I'm not going to sit up here and do this. Like, I don't have time to sit up here and pacify you and coddle you on this trip. You claim that you don't want to do anything for your birthday, so that I'm not going to do anything. You get, it's like nobody has time for these mind games. And Adriana was working my last good nerve in this episode. Yes, Guerdy's such a good friend to these women. It's never reciprocated. It isn't. So now, after that cake they gave her, they could have kept that. So now it's time for their spa day. They're in the spa. They're getting all these spa treatments. I thought Kiki looked amazing in this scene. The pink swimsuit with chef's kiss, that skirt, she looked really good. So we now have Lisa and Larsa walking into the spa holding hands. They're getting foot massages at one point. Marisol falls asleep getting a foot massage. So now we see Guerdy and Adriana off to the side. They're getting massages as well. And Guerdy brings up how she's been doing. She says that me and Russell have been going to couples therapy, but Russell suggests that I do individual therapy just for me because I've gone through a lot. So she says that the stuff that happened to her in Haiti, she wants to go and get some therapy just for her. And I think that that's a good thing. I think that the world would be a better place if more people got therapy. And I think that there's nothing wrong with unpacking whatever issues that you have buried. So good for Guerdy for realizing that she does need some solo therapy. I'm here for it. Now we see Alexia and Stephanie in the mudroom. Stephanie says, Alexia, you and I are a lot alike. She says, I'm happy to have this time alone with you without everybody else's opinions. So Alexia says, here's my thing. I was really hurt. So now Stephanie says, from my point of view, when I left that dinner that night in Spain where I was angry or where I was upset, I thought it would be just Larsa coming with me, but you and Marisol also came with me. And I thought that we were friends because of that. So she said that you show me with your actions that you guys would be a safe space. Now, Stephanie, I'm sure you've watched Miami before. For you to think that Marisol, of all people, would be a safe space for you is a joke. I'm sorry. There's no way you could think that Alexia and Marisol are the two safe spaces, especially Marisol. Because say what you want about Alexia, I feel like I'll take Alexia any day over Miss Marisol. Just my opinion. So now she goes on to say, when I heard that you guys weren't coming on the plane to Marbella, I was upset. Julia told me that you guys weren't coming because I had too many rules and you think that I'm bossy. So now Alexia says, well, we do think that you're bossy. And I thought that if something happened, if we got into an argument, that we wouldn't be able to find our way back to Sevilla. And listen, like I said in my last recap, I did not feel any way about Alexia and Marisol skipping out on the plane, because if you are going to sit up there and dangle the carrot and then threaten me or weaponize your plane and say, well, if you don't act the way I want you to act, then you're going to be stranded. You're going to take the train back, or you're going to have to walk back. I'm not going to go either. I don't want to feel beholden to anybody. And I will not let anybody feel like they have one up on me. That's not going to happen. You will never feel like you can take something away and I'll be stranded. Now, personally, if I did go on the plane, it would have been like, okay, Stephanie, if you play this game, I can purchase my own Delta One flight and I'll be back in Sevilla in an hour or two. So don't sit up here and try it. You get what I'm saying? But I'll never let anybody sit up there and think that they have one over on me. It's not happening. Like, baby, I'm good. I have my own. I don't need whatever you have. If it's going to be like that, I don't want it. I don't want anything that could be snatched away or you're threatening to take it away. No, thank you. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I didn't like how Stephanie's still trying to lie. Like, that's not what she was doing. She said it several times. She said several times, if you guys start arguing, you'll be stranded. You'll have to walk back to Sevilla. She said that several times. So for her to act like, I was just so upset. That's not right, Stephanie. You did weaponize your plane. You said out your own mouth, if you don't act right, you'll be off. You will not be coming back. So let's not play dumb now. And again, I'm not saying that Alexia and Marisol are blameless or innocent, because they're not. But in this case, I understand why they did what they did, because nobody wants to feel like you're going to snatch it away from them if you don't act right. and everybody's grown. So just saying. They could have still went on the trip and just skipped out on the private plane. That's very true. That's a good point too. They could have gone via other means if they wanted to. They really don't like Julia like that. That's very true. That's very true. Stephanie is so desperate to be in with the cool girls. I agree. Stephanie doing the Venn diagram about the seating arrangements was absolutely ridiculous. It was. I didn't like that either. For her to draw out the seating arrangements, it's a 22-minute flight. There's no reason for that. For her to say, well, if they start arguing, I'm going to sit somebody by the bathrooms. She's going to sit here. She's going to sit here. Don't do that. We're all grown. I'm an adult. I don't need you to treat me like I'm a kid and give me seating arrangements like I'm in grade school. No, thank you. So yeah, I would be irritated by that too. I'd be irritated with that too. So now we have Alexia saying, well, we do think that you're bossy. So now Alexia makes it clear that Marisol was the one who is bothered with Stephanie. She says, just so you know, Marisol felt a way that you had lunch with Adriana. That really bothered her. Now I said, Alexia, the way you are sitting up here and throwing your best friend under the bus like this, I said, now, damn. So Stephanie says, well, Larsa introduced me to this group. I want to get to know all the women. I want to get to know Adriana for myself. So we went out to lunch. Stephanie says, well, I'm sorry that Marisol felt a way about me going to lunch with Adriana, but just because she's having an issue with somebody doesn't mean that I can't get along with them. Then she says, maybe she has more of the problem with me than I thought it was. So now Alexia says, me and Marisol are two different people, but I am the one who has the bigger mouth. So I'm the one who will say, I'm the mouthpiece. So then she goes on to say that Marisol always thinks like me, though. Now, if you guys are two different people, then how can you say in the next breath that we always think alike? I said, Alexia, girl, too much. So Alexia says that one thing about her, she'll always tell the truth. So now we have Marisol. We cut back to everybody else getting the foot massages. Marisol says that she's a bit nervous, that Alexia and Stephanie are trapped in a soundproof room together and we can't hear them yell. Now, Marisol, I think that you're not nervous. I think that it was a bit of, like, you were kind of desperate to know what they were talking about. It just kind of gives that you're lost when Alexia isn't there. I think that you wish that you were in the mud room with them because you wanted to see what Alexia was saying. I don't think that you were worried about if they're yelling or not. You want to be in the room with your best friend. So now we cut back to Alexia and Stephanie in the mud room, and Alexia says, I woke up that day, Stephanie, and I actually did want to go. And I told Marisol, please, let's go. I didn't want to do that. I didn't feel good about myself, and I'm sorry that I hurt you. Now, I do want to ask y'all, because in my opinion, in my notes, I wrote, I don't know if I believe that, because I clearly remember Alexia not wanting to go, and she was crafting up the text message of what to say to Stephanie about why they're not going. For Alexia to say, I felt so bad, I never wanted to hurt you. I don't know about that, Alexia, because there was no part of you that sounded like, oh my gosh, I really want to go. You had already had your mind made up that you did not want to go on that plane. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I just kind of feel like Alexia was throwing Marisol under the bus because the way she kept saying, well, it wasn't really me who felt that way. It was Marisol. It was Marisol. I said, okay, girl, it was both you and Marisol, but I digress. I don't believe it because Marisol always does what Alexia wants. Exactly. Even if that's the case, I don't respect Alexia for throwing her friend under the bus. They both don't care for Julia and didn't care for the Jedicate. Exactly. Marisol did not. Yes, exactly. Marisol did not have to twist her arm at all. It was just like, girl, do you want to go? Well, I don't want to go. Okay, good. I don't want to go either. Like, there was no twisting of the arms. Exactly. Thank you. For Alexia, no, she was sitting up there telling a tale. Yes, I don't believe it. She realized in that moment that was mean girl behavior. Exactly. Okay, I'm sorry. Alexia was sitting up there happy to skip out and not be on the plane. So now Stephanie says, I keep saying this, but you remind me of my sisters. My sisters don't realize how much they've hurt me. So then she says, does Alexia know how much she's hurting me? So now you have Alexia says, well, I understand because I haven't talked to my sister either. So now Alexia starts crying. She says that we just started texting again when Todd filed for divorce. But 2 years after my mom died, we didn't speak at all. So we find out that Alexia's sister is very judgmental. She criticizes her all the time and they don't speak. Now, I'm sorry to hear that about Alexia, but Alexia, I wish that you would have told us this story earlier, earlier. I don't know. I feel like, and let me know, listen, this again, my opinion, let me know if I'm off, or let me know if you guys feel the same way. But you know how certain people, when you call them out on something, now all of a sudden they'll come out with a sob story to kind of like deflect and not take accountability. That's what this gave me. Because Alexia, if you and your sister have not talked for over 2 years, why haven't we known that? You've given us a lot of fluff storylines. You've been going after Dr. Nicole when she was on the show. Why didn't we know about you and your sister being on the outs? It just seems very convenient that now when Stephanie is calling you out and telling you that you hurt her feelings, now it's like, okay, well, girl, I'm also in a relationship with my sister where we don't talk either. You know what I'm saying? Yes, like a fake bonding moment. Exactly. Yeah, why are we just finding this out? I agree. It reminded me of when Giselle randomly revealed that she's a sister after 8 seasons. Yes, it was very shocking to realize that. Yeah, I don't remember hearing that Alexia had a sister either. I do feel like that was kind of a cop-out to me for Alexia to bring up, like, me too. Me and my sister don't get along either. Because again, why are we just finding this out now? This should have been talked about a long time ago, in my humble opinion. Now, someone made a great point on Twitter a few days ago that Stephanie also wants Alexia's approval. And I definitely got that vibe in this latest episode, especially in this scene. The way Stephanie kept trying to force closeness with you remind me so much of my sister, and, we're both going through this. And then when she hugged Alexia, because Alexia was crying about her sister, and then she said, well, maybe I can be your sister that you don't speak to, and you can be the sister that I don't speak to. It just felt like, Stephanie, it's no shade, but you really do want Alexia's approval. Like, it's kind of, I definitely understand. I definitely see that. And in this moment, it really jumped out because you were really trying to go hard to force this bonding moment with you. The concept, me and you are a lot alike, and both of our sisters don't speak to us, girl. Like, I feel you. We're right here. It's like, girl, just calm down. You and Alexia just got on the good foot. Let's not try to force it and make it more than what it is, just in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Giselle brought up her sister in early seasons, and so did Phaedra about her brother. I'm always confused when people say they never spoke about it. Well, I don't remember hearing anything about it. I remember Giselle mentioning her brother. I don't remember hearing about her sister. I knew Phaedra had her brother. Phaedra had, there's 5 siblings? So Phaedra talked about her siblings. Now Alexia never said ish about being a sibling. Yeah, I thought Alexia was an only child this whole entire time. Stephanie was too excited with a woman she doesn't even know. Y'all had me screaming. Well, Stephanie is a social climber with Stephanie. She's doing her Brit Edie. Y'all had me screaming. So Alexia and Stephanie are good. So that's good. Finally, we can put the Alexia and Stephanie stuff to bed because they've been going at it since Stephanie got on the show. So now we see them all getting ready for their scarlet red dinner at the restaurant. And I was so happy because Lisa is on time for the 3rd time in a row. I said, well, Lisa, 5 points for you because thank the Lord. I said, Lisa, I was happy to hear that Lisa has now set timers all over to make sure that she's on time. I said, won't he do it whatever it takes? Because you always being late, no ma'am. So I was here for you being the first one to arrive for dinner. So we all see them at dinner. Now, mind you, Guerdy, I think that Guerdy's having a good season. Despite her being assaulted and nobody having her back. I think that we're seeing more of Guerdy, which I love. We're getting more of her story, her personality. I'm loving Guerdy. Like, she's really winning me over, right? Guerdy girl, you're a beautiful woman, but Miss Mama's, some of the fashions be a little bit of a miss. And you were trying to give us sexy, and you could have given us that without those, with the laced up rabbit ears. It was giving more Halloween costume. If you had done that for a theme party or costume party, it would have worked. But that headpiece for this dinner, it didn't work. Like, it didn't. And I knew what you were trying to do, but like, you needed that like masquerade mask, not with the ears. You had like bunny ears. It wasn't. I see the vision, and you really could have ate that up, but you didn't quite hit the mark. You know what I'm saying? You didn't quite like, and again, beautiful woman. I like Guerdy, but she can be a hit or a miss with the fashions. Either it's really good or it's really, yeah, you know? Yeah, she has a fashion sense where it goes from quirky to classic. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, that one guy, the way he was staring at Guerdy, he could not stop staring. He was just like, he couldn't even eat his food. He was just like, he was not here for it. So she did hit the mark. She got the attention. That's what she wanted. I mean, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Oh, she's a store ambassador for Akira. I need her to get a stylist. Yeah, I mean, and the look could have been, no, because had she done that regular, like that sexy lace mask, like a masquerade party, had she done that without the bunny ears, it would have been, she would have ate down. Like, I really feel like it was those bunny ears that messed it up. She was giving Halloween with those bunny ears. You get what I'm saying? So, but no, other than that, no, Guerdy is a beautiful woman, but sometimes the fashions, it's like, so anyway, yes, it was giving antlers. Yes, it gave very much antlers. Had she done a regular sexy mask without the antlers, it would have been perfect. Yes, the dress was cute, but the ears were a no. Exactly. Yes. So now we see Larsa's talking about Guerdy missed the memo because she looks like she's going to a swingers party in Fort Lauderdale. We have Kiki asking, when's the last time they got laid? Guerdy says 2 days ago. Alexia is playing coy. She says the last time she saw Todd was either Wednesday or Thursday night. Now, may I say something? Kiki is always facilitating the sex questions, but I never see Kiki answer them. Like, Kiki, when's the last time you got any? You know, like, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to ask the questions, then you need to be the first to answer. Right? Is it just me? Because I feel like the people who always ask those questions generally aren't getting any. And it's no shade. Shout out to the folks who are celibate or abstinent. Shout out to y'all. But I'm just saying, people who generally are always talking about sex, I feel like they're usually the ones who are not getting any. Usually, because I feel like, Kiki, are you getting any? Because you're always bringing it up. You are always bringing it up, and we never hear you. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even answer the question. She did not even answer the question. So I just said, okay, girl, like, so when's the last time you got any? What was it, 4 years ago? You get what I'm saying? So now you have Lisa joking around that Alexia is a booty call for Todd. I said, now, girl, y'all know how sensitive Alexia is when it comes to her man. Her man, who's sometimes her man, who's not really her man. And Alexia's like, it's not a booty call because he's my husband. I said, Alexia, girl, can you stop? That man does not want you. He has filed for divorce. He moved out. He knows that you're there. You're convenient. Why are we still doing this? Baby, you are, that is your husband on paper only. That is not your husband in the true sense of the word. I said, Alexia, you sound delusional. I'm happy to hear though that in real time, present day, y'all are no longer together. You have seen the light and you've closed that chapter. Thank the Lord Jesus. But I said, Alexia, you sound delusional. She said, honey, she said, that's my husband. So now Lisa's like, girl, I'm just joking. I didn't mean any harm. It was just a joke. So Lexi says, you know, I'm sensitive about that. I said, girl, we know. So now we have Stephanie joking around saying that if she makes a joke, then she's called an asshole. Now, when did I miss the episode where they gave Stephanie the nickname of Mighty Mouse? I said, Marisol and these nicknames, like, if you're going to give me a nickname, it better be a cute nickname. It better be some sort of variation of my name, like something really cute. But sitting up there calling somebody Mighty Mouse, I don't think so. She's calling this one Monkey. It's just like, Marisol, please watch your mouth. Like, you need to be careful about giving people nicknames, especially if they didn't ask you, or especially if they didn't give you permission. You took it upon yourself to give somebody a nickname. You get what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's just like, girl, I don't know. You wouldn't be... Stephanie, pick your self-esteem up. These women are calling you Mighty Mouse and all this stuff. Like, girl, no. Yeah, she has too many nicknames for me. You have me screaming. You said Marisol's nickname is Miami Drunk. Well, damn. Yes, Monkey is a horrible nickname. It is. Every time she calls her Monkey, it's like, girl, you need to watch that. Watch them B words, girl. Like, what are we talking about, Monkey? Child. I just said, Marisol, these nicknames, girl, it's enough. So now Marisol interjects and says that she wants to know, how did the talk go between Stephanie and Alexia earlier today at the spa? Alexia says it went well. There was no yelling, no arguing. Me and Stephanie are good. So now Marisol says, well, let's toast to that. Then she says, Mighty Mouse, we love you. Again, Stephanie, if I were you, I would not be letting anybody call me Mighty Mouse. Just call me by my name. Like, if I didn't, like, stop giving people nicknames unsolicited. Like, just call people by their name. Stop with all this stuff, please. It's too much with that. I don't like that. And her nicknames, I don't think are cute or endearing. It feels like they're very shady. I don't like her nicknames. So now Stephanie says that Marisol has two faces. So while they're having a nice dinner, Adriana is sitting there at the corner. She's at the table. She is at the end of the table. She is quiet. She looks so depressed. They're trying to cheer her up. They bring out a cake for Adriana. And on the cake says 32 times 2 minus 5, meaning 64 minus 5 is 59. She's turning 59 years old. Child, why would they do that? Because the way Adriana was so annoyed, I just said, why couldn't you just get a cake that said happy birthday, Adriana? Why would you do that? You already know she's feeling away. Why would y'all add insult to injury, putting some 32 times 2, minus 5, carry the 1? Like, why would you do that? You said that was so wrong. I would have flipped the cake. Who designed that PEMDAS ass cake? Marisol did that. Yeah, that was definitely Marisol. That has to be Marisol's doing. Yeah, don't do that. They were better off saying happy 59th birthday versus saying 32 times 5, carry the 1, subtract 10. Happy birthday. Y'all have me screaming. So now Adriana's not amused, and they come out with these cute waiters with these shots. Adriana says, I don't know who did this cake, but I hate the cake, but I do appreciate the effort. I said, Adriana, girl, I wish that you had never made a big deal about the birthday because you knew that they would be shady. Had you not said this, and then again, y'all made a good point about how Adriana sat up there calling Marisol old and saying that she has old wrinkly knees and she's this and that. So it's like, you can't expect them to have so much sympathy for you because you were talking about, oh girl, you're so old, like you old and bony and you look broke down, girl. Like, so she can't expect that much sympathy when she was sitting up there talking about Marisol looks old and tired. So it was meant to offend because Adriana was the only one who could solve the equation. She made fun of Marisol, so it's fair game. That's true. So now they have a good time. They're partying on the boat, and now we are back. Everybody's back at home. So now we cut to Guerdy and Russell. Russell's driving Guerdy to her first ever solo therapy session. Guerdy says it's time. So we meet her therapist. Her therapist seems really lovely. Guerdy says, I should have done this a long time ago, but it's never too late. So now her therapist asks her the $1 million question in therapy, why are we here? Guerdy says that she's had a lot of suppressed emotions. She thought that she buried them in the past, but they've come back up. She says she just beat cancer. It's very empowering, but at the end of the day, she wakes up in the morning like, girl, what's going on? So now the therapist goes on to ask her, what are your earliest memories that are traumatic for you? So now we find out a bit more about when Guerdy came to the States. Guerdy says that she was 9 when her and her brother came to America. She was told that we were staying with our family who we had never met before. We were stuck in a place where we did not know anybody. We did not speak the language. We were waiting on papers to go to school. She says that we were in the house for 3 months. My heart broke when she said that she could count on one hand the times that they went outside to play. I can only imagine how she felt. I can only imagine what she dealt with. And then when she said that she felt like she was in prison, the fact that she was stuck in a house with family members that she never met before, didn't know, and they won't even let her leave the house to play and get some sunlight, that's very sad. So now she says she kept asking herself, what did we do wrong? Then she says when they went to school, she used to go by her middle name as her first name, and it was I don't want to pronounce her middle name wrong. Is it Elishaba? So she says that the kids made fun of her name, and that's why she just goes by Guerdy now. So she says they're making fun of her clothes. She had no idea what they were saying. She could not speak the language. And now the therapist acknowledges that bullying is traumatic because that was the core of who she is. So now the therapist wants to know, how does she see these traumas coming up now? So Guerdy says, well, I'm in a group of girlfriends. I felt bullied. I felt isolated. I was hurt. Obviously, she's talking about when Julia threw the water on her and nobody came to her rescue. So she says, so Guerdy starts crying. And she says that she's scared of how much resentment that she's been holding in all these years. She says, every time I look at my 11-year-old son, I think about when I was 9 years old and my parents just dropped me off. And I just look at my son and I say, I could never drop him off anywhere. I don't know how they did this to me. So she says that her relationship with her parents, she has resentment that she might not ever be able to say to them. The therapist says, well, when you come back, we'll get you down that road. Now, I have a quick question. For some reason, I remember when Guerdy threw that charity event when she first came on the show, and I could have sworn that she said that it was in honor of her parents. I was always under the assumption that her parents were no longer here. Let me know, am I correct? Let me know. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I could have sworn that she alluded to her dad or not being here anymore. So when she said, I'm afraid that I can't explain to my parents that I have resentment, I just said, well, if they're not here, you'll be able to voice how angry you are. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it was in honor of her late. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, it was her brother. Thank you. Okay. So her parents are here. All right, got it. Thank you. I appreciate you all. It was for her brother and nieces. Thank you. Okay. So her parents are here. Okay. Got it. She called them last year when she was in the hospital last season. Okay, thank you. I completely forgot about that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. So that was for her brother and her nieces. Thank you. Okay. Now, knowing that her parents are here, Guerdy, you need to say something. Do not die with that still left in you. You deserve to air your grievances and say how you feel. Y'all know how I felt about Kiki with that scene with her deadbeat father. I don't think it's fair that kids have to stifle their emotions because they don't want to upset their parents. I don't think that's right. I think that if your parents did some damage to you, you do have the right to say something. I'm sorry. Listen, that's just my opinion, but I don't think that that's fair that she has to hold in her emotions because she's trying not to make her parents feel bad or whatever. That's traumatic. What she went through is real trauma. What she went through is real trauma, and she has the right to express that. Her parents might not want to discuss that. Well, I mean, well, listen, she has the right to say how she feels. Kiki's dad is trash. Exactly. He is. I was livid when I saw that scene. Though these parents also don't know how to take accountability and use their trauma as to why they treated their kids that way. That's not right, though. When you know better, you do better. I don't think that's fair that a kid has to stifle their emotions and what they went through because they don't want to upset their parents. If you damage your kids in any way, they deserve to be able to voice that, especially as an adult. Okay, Guerdy's parents live in France. That was showcased on the show last season. I don't know why I forgot about that. Her parents will bring up her being famous and that it was all worth it. I feel bad for Guerdy. I hope that Guerdy's is able to release these emotions and tell her parents how she felt. I'm always in favor of people speaking their traumas to their parents. I did that, and while it was hard, they were receptive and were much closer as a result. I'm happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. That's awesome. Oh, wow. You said you've never heard a sorry from your parents. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, my mother always told me to speak up even if she didn't like it. I'm very close to my parents. They did not play suppressing my emotions. Yeah, same here. I didn't grow up hearing that I couldn't say anything or it was just disrespectful to voice my opinions. I was allowed to speak up, and that's why I'm so vocal today. I was allowed to be, make my feelings heard. My parents apologized to me if they hurt my feelings. They said sorry, and I was that. And I told you guys a million times. I was that kid where I was going to get my apology. If another adult spoke to me crazy, I was going to get my apology, or else I would tell my parents and they would get that apology for me. I was going to get that apology. I did not play that. I did not play that from adults. You were going to give me my apology. You talked to me crazy, I was going to get that I'm sorry. I didn't care who you were. I was going to get my apology today. That's why Kiki's scene, I said, no, ma'am. Kiki's dad, he would have that sushi all over his shirt because I would have gotten my apology on that day. Yes, honey. Either way, I'm leaving here with something. Exactly. But no, kudos to Guerdy for going to therapy. I really hope that she sticks with it, and I hope that she is able to unpack what she's been through. And again, I think that Guerdy's story is very endearing. And I'm loving Guerdy this season. I really am. Your parents apologizing to you was a rarity, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. It's sad that it's a rarity. It's very sad that it's a rarity. It shouldn't be like that. It should not be that way at all. On the after show, she says she's still doing therapy. Oh, thank God. I'm really happy to hear that. So now we get to, okay, I couldn't wait to talk to you guys about this scene. We get to Marisol having her dinner party, her and her husband, and Alexia and Frankie, right? So Alexia and Frankie come over. Alexia is asking for some wine. Marisol says it's cocktail hour. We're going to have a good time. When I tell you, Frankie is not with the SHIT whatsoever. When I tell you I love Frankie down, Frankie said, Marisol, let's stop with all that. He said, He said, too much. He said, let's take it down a notch. I was screaming. I said, let him know, Greg. Frankie said, girl, don't start all that screaming and all that stuff about alcohol. Calm down. I could not stop laughing. Honey, he was sick of that. He was sick of Marisol. He was sick of, honey, he is the MVP, exactly. Frankie was so over it, honey. He said, oh no. He said, Marisol. He said, all this, let's take it down. He said, stop it. He said, you're doing too much. He says, too much. Yes, honey. He said, honk the horn on him. Exactly. So mind you, I love Italian food. I love pasta. A good penne alla vodka, please. Mouth is watering. Marisol's husband is making some delicious pasta with some salad. They sit down to eat. Everybody's eating. I'm not trying to be funny. I promise you, I promise you, I'm going to be very delicate about what I'm going to say next. Marisol sitting in front of an empty plate and saucer was very alarming. When that camera zoomed in and Marisol's plate was empty, I said, is this a joke? I said, Marisol, it was going to kill you just to put some food on the plate and then to swish it around. I would have rather that. If you don't want to eat, fine, but at least can you give the illusion that you're going to eat something? Even if you had only salad on the plate. I said, she didn't have a piece of bread on there. Nothing, not a cracker. She's literally has a glass of wine, full glass of wine, and an empty plate and the empty saucer. I said, you couldn't even have put some salad on the saucer. I said, my God, it was alarming. That was very jarring to watch, Marisol. I said, Marisol, I'm not trying to allude. I'm not trying to say it, but it's giving something. I'm going to keep it right there. I said, Marisol, that was very troubling. Alexia was like, girl, you're not eating? And she was like, oh no, I had a big lunch. I had some vegan cheese earlier. I'm stuffed. I said, okay. Yeah. I said, all right, I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there, child. That was very alarming. And as you guys can see, I made that the thumbnail. That dinner scene was the thumbnail of this episode because I just said that was very telling. Child. Okay, wait, that's what we're on the same wavelength about, because I'm just like, it's not making sense. Very, yeah, I said, yeah, she could have put some food on the plate and fiddled around with it. Exactly. Vegan cheese and cocktails. Her stomach wasn't on one. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Alexia said, yeah, not even a salad, girlfriend. And Marisol's eyes went crazy. Yeah, I was just kind of like, I mean, you could have at least put some, I don't know. You said you wouldn't eat either because why are you not eating your own food? Yeah, like you're the host of this dinner party. It's like, did you poison me? Like, why aren't you eating the food? It was all very strange. I said, Marisol, this is weird. It was just really weird to see those two empty plates like that, and she's acting like it's normal. I said, okay. Yeah, and listen, I'm not saying that, yes, you're doing a scene, you didn't really have to eat on camera. Exactly. She could have just she could have put a salad on the plate. She didn't want the pasta, that's fine. She could have just put a salad on the plate, but did I have salad? She didn't have any salad either. I just said, okay, this is strange. Yes, that pasta looked amazing. Sometimes when I cook and host, I don't have an appetite. Yeah, no, because yes, hosting takes it out of you. I agree. I usually don't eat if I'm hosting, but I'll still put something on a plate. I'll eat a little bit. I might not sit down and have a whole meal with the guests, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not going to have nothing on the plate. And it wasn't like she was having a big dinner party. Her and Alexia are damn near sisters. Frankie's like a son to her. So it's kind of, this is not like she had some big intricate dinner party. She only had Alexia. She had family over pretty much. So there's no excuse not to eat. She wasn't hosting 20 people where she had to be all over the place. It was only Alexia and Frankie. Just saying. And she didn't eat, you're right. She didn't even cook. Her husband cooked. So I don't know. It was all very, it was jarring to watch. So anyhow, we have Marisol's husband asking about Peter, how he's doing. Frankie says he's doing well. He's excellent. Marisol goes on to ask, has Alexia talked to Peter about her moving in a good direction with Todd? Alexia says no, because it just happened quickly between me and Todd. We haven't said anything, but he is aware. So now Alexia makes a joke about how one day they'll all be going out together again for double dates. Marisol and Steve are confused. And now you have Marisol saying, you have Marisol punching her husband, like she was being playful with it. So now Frankie was so irritated with Marisol. He was like, Marisol, please, it's enough, stop. I said, she can't even punch her own husband jokingly because Frankie was not here for it. I said, I love Frankie. Alexia, I'm going to DM you. Please have Frankie come to BravoCon. Frankie needs to have his own photo up. I love Frankie. He's definitely one of the best reasons for Miami. I love Frankie. Is just, he's too cute. He's so funny. But he was just like, Marisol, stop that. Like, please. Yes, honey, he runs a tight ship. So now you have Alexia still rambling about wanting to be with Todd, and she says it's between he and I. So now while they're talking, Todd ends up texting her, and so Marisol says there must be a listening device here because he just texted you. So then she says, she's going to end up at the bottom of the Miami River. Marisol, let your friend do what she wants to do, okay? Don't even get involved. Stop trying to give her advice on Todd. Let Alexia figure it out herself. So now we get to the closing scene, the last scene of the episode. Stephanie is in her office at the Shoma Bazaar, and she's going over her charity Christmas party, and we see Adriana come by. Now, Adriana looked amazing, honey. This outfit, that Chanel chef's kiss, she looked phenomenal. So we find out that Stephanie is going to have Adriana perform at her Christmas party. So she's showing Adriana the space where the stage is going to be. We find out that Adriana is going to have a 10-person band. I said, I know that's right. I said, come through, Adriana. So Adriana says that she's grateful to Stephanie because Stephanie has given her more than some of her friends have that she's known for over a decade. She's obviously talking about Julia. So now we find out that Adriana is also curating a show for Art Basel. And Stephanie says, I can't wait to hear you. I keep hearing you talk about your art and your concert. I see the happiness in your face. I haven't seen it in a while. Like on the cruise, you were really depressed. So Adriana says, well, I'm missing my boyfriend. He's been in Paris for 6 weeks. I said, he's been in Paris for 6 weeks? Girl, he hasn't flown you out to see him? Now, Adriana, love you dearly, but sometimes I wonder about these relationships. It kind of gives fake relationships for a storyline because it feels like all the men that you bring on these shows, the last few seasons, they come and go. You were dating that cute biracial guy, season 4, then some other guy last year who was married, and now this guy. I forgot. You said you forgot all about that rented man. I'm screaming. I forgot all about him too. So, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Adriana, these relationships, I don't know if I believe them. That's just me. You said he's in Paris with his wife. You said, don't gotta lie, that ain't your man. You wouldn't be moping around. Exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel. There's no way that I don't see you for 6 weeks. Honey, that's not a relationship. That's nothing. I'm just not. We never heard about that man. We saw him twice in episodes 1 and 2, and then that was it. I'm not buying this relationship. That boyfriend is fake for the show. He's very handsome though, but I don't know if I believe that they're really together. So now Adriana says that because she's the creative type, she's very sensitive. And the constant fighting and discord in the group, it gets to be overwhelming. So she says that's why she was so miserable on the cruise, because she was overwhelmed by her feelings. So now Stephanie mentions what Alexia told her on the cruise, that Marisol was upset with her because her and Adriana met up for lunch prior to her joining the group, prior to her meeting the ladies. So Adriana says that that's very immature. It's very high school. And then Stephanie says Alexia said that Marisol's the one behind everything and that she's just the mouthpiece. So Adriana says, that's what I've been saying for years. So she says, kudos to Stephanie. She can see through the BS. So now Adriana says, you have to understand, Marisol had a PR company for years. She knows how to influence people. She uses all the knowledge that she has. So now Stephanie says, that's a horrible way to use your knowledge. How are you mad that you didn't go on the plane to Marbella for Julia's big announcement? I had even given Marisol the seat right next to me on the plane. So now she goes on to say, I know what I'm going up against now. I have a message. If you're going to come for me, you better hit a bullseye, because when it's my turn, I don't miss. We see Adriana say happy holidays, and that's the end of the episode. Now, I'm a little bit tired of Stephanie dragging out this whole thing between her and Marisol. Girl, Marisol and Alexia did not go on the plane. It is what it is. The trip is over. Let's move on. I'm a little bit tired of it. I feel like we've been regurgitating the same drama now for episode after episode. Like, it's enough already. Am I surprised that Alexia pretty much admitted that she is the mouthpiece and Marisol is the brains behind everything? I mean, not really. And I mean, we already knew that. We're not surprised. They're both in cahoots together. So, you know, what Stephanie finding this out isn't new information. Yes, let the plane go. Let the mouse go. If I got to hear about the plane one more time, at this point, the plane needs first chair at the reunion, not her. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I'm ready for the reunion. I think that when you get to the episode 15, 16, 17 mark, it's time. We're all weary. We're all ready for the reunion. Now, I will say I'm upset that that they filmed the reunion so early, because I wish that we're not going to be getting the questions that we want to hear, right? Because seeing how Larsa and Lisa dragged out everything, we're just now seeing the episode with Stephanie and Alexia talking. You know, I would have loved to have asked Alexia, or somebody to ask Alexia, why are we just now hearing about your sister now? You know, it's just like, I'm annoyed that they filmed the reunion already. We should have filmed that reunion right now. I don't know why we're filming the reunion 8 weeks away. It's silly. The reunion should not have been filmed in the beginning of August. We're not getting the reunion until the first week of October. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Wait till the season is done. It's annoying. I hope, they do let them watch it. They give them all the episodes to watch before they go on the reunion stage. You say you don't trust Andy for asking the real questions. I have to say, when did we start filming the reunions 8 weeks early? I remember back in the day, we used to get those reunions like at the tail end. It was like, okay, the finale episode was next week. They were filming that reunion like right after. Then they would crank it out. When did we start filming 8 weeks in advance? Like, somebody let me know. If a season is not ending until September, October, that's when that reunion should be filmed, not in August or July. I wonder if it's that too. I'm wondering, is this a tactic to curb people leaking info, or is this just laziness, child? I think it's laziness. And I also think that when a season is chaotic, Andy knows that there'll be certain questions asked that he does not want to ask. Because, like, think about the last few seasons of Potomac. He wasn't trying to talk about certain things. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a way for when a season is super chaotic to not address certain things. That's how I feel. Andy has more shows he's hosting. It's probably a scheduled thing. Oh, that's also true too. But I feel like, but it still doesn't need to be that early though. You know, it does not need to be. I don't know. I get that, but at the very least, maybe film the reunions 4 weeks out and not 8. Yeah, they don't want the fans to press Julia's raggedy behind. Didn't they film the SLC reunion around the time of the bat mitzvah episode? Oh, I don't know. I think so. They might have. True, even with Roni this past season, they kind of slid past most of the drama. They have to edit the reunion show. Well, I mean, yeah, they have to edit it, but they used to edit the reunion show with no problem. Closer to the finale, they, you know, like if they can crank out BravoCon content in real time, they can edit a reunion in no time too, in my opinion. It was way too early. We didn't get to ask the questions we wanted to ask. Exactly. The fake boyfriend's got to stop. So get another host. They act like they don't have anybody else at NBC. I can't wait for SLC to come on tomorrow. When I tell y'all, listen, y'all, if you guys don't know, I went last week to the SLC premiere party. The premiere episode is a supersized episode. 10 out of 10. They ate that. I'm sorry, y'all. SLC right now is the GOAT. You can fight me down in the comments. SLC is nobody's seeing them right now. Like they're in their Atlanta era when Atlanta was on a winning streak. Baby, they SLC is in their bag. See, this premiere episode, I said, oh, okay. We're not waiting for anything. We get right into the drama. Girl, y'all don't. I cannot wait to talk to y'all about somebody with some. I can't wait to talk to y'all about a particular person as a family. Because already she's gonna work my last good nerve, honey. I said I can't wait to talk to y'all as a family about a certain person. I said, baby, I cannot wait. Tomorrow night cannot come fast enough. Tomorrow night cannot come fast enough. I'm telling y'all, they ate down. I said the SLC girls. Nobody's seeing them right now. Respectfully. The SLC girls, what? Like the formula, it's real story, real drama, real storylines. You can't duplicate that. These other girls need to take notes. We're not getting contrived BS. This is real stuff. No notes, 8 down. The premiere was fantastic. Please, y'all, please tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. SLC did that. SLC's in their prime, honey. In their prime. Listen. Hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. I would have threw that crusty cake right at Marisol. Julia, this is when you can throw something. I'm screaming. Listen, y'all. Yes, maybe it's scheduling. They used to film the franchises on location in the franchise city. Yes, now they're all filmed in New York. Yes, that's another thing too. Well, no, the only ones that still aren't filmed in New York, SLC in Beverly Hills. He flies to LA for both of those. So and then this year he actually did fly to Atlanta for the Atlanta reunion. Let me tell y'all something. SLC in their bag, honey. The premiere, flawless. I said, oh, no notes. And y'all know I would tell you guys if it was just okay. I'd be, okay, no, it's cute. Like, it's cute. You know how I talk. If it's okay, I'd be, okay, no, it was cute. Like, she was giving something. It was cute. But no, honey, this premiere episode, I don't have a critique. I don't have any notes. They did that. I was seated. Okay? So, yeah, no, please get into SLC. Please get into SLC. Is it better than last year's premiere? I thought they were doing too much. I forgot. Wait, what was last year's premiere? We were introduced to Bron when it was Angie with the scroll. It was at that Lisa's Vita party. Yes. Okay, no. Yes, no, this premiere is better than last year's premiere episode, in my opinion. This premiere ate. The girls did their big one for this premiere party. The Bezos party. Yes. They did a nice job. They did a very nice job for this premiere episode. Yeah, guys, I'm excited. I cannot wait for y'all to see it. I'm like chomping at the bit because I cannot wait to talk to y'all. How does it keep getting better? I love everyone except Whitney. She's annoying. Oh, listen, I'm not gonna listen. Let me get off of here before I say something I should not say. But no, listen, y'all. You are in for a treat. You are in, and I want to say something, but I can't because I don't want to spoil anything. But it's just, we'll talk. We will talk. Okay, we will talk. No, I'll get in trouble for that because they make you can't say anything. So I'm not trying to be in a lawsuit with anybody. You know, my life is good. So I'm going to just wait until 8 p.m. tomorrow, September 16th, and we could talk about it. Okay? I know I wish I could tell you. I wish I could give you a spoiler, but I can't. So, yes. But no, the premiere episode is a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm not getting in trouble. Exactly, right? Exactly. Like, this isn't the tea that from my live show from Campire's live show that I hosted. This isn't that where I can tell that anytime, right? Because that's an interaction that happened to me, right? But I can't talk about I can't talk about an episode that they showed in advance. I can't do that. So yes, child. Yeah, honey, we will listen, y'all. Just promise me that you will be tuned in for Salt Lake City. If you haven't ever watched Salt Lake City, you don't even go back to season 1. Go back and rewatch season 5. Go back and watch last season. If you want to spice things up, go back to season 4 with Crazy Monica and start from there. You don't even have to go back to season 1. Just start from season 4 and then work your way from there, okay? Oh, you said you showed out. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, all right. You said you had to wait till Wednesday, Peacock. Set my alarm for 8. Yes, honey, set your alarm for 8. Set your alarm for 8. Yeah, you don't need to see Jen or Jenny. Exactly. All right, exactly that. Listen, okay, my lips are sealed. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I had the best time. It's much better without Jen. I agree. The Jen Shah arc. Nope. Season 2 is a must watch. Oh, okay. All right. But no, think about it. I'm just saying for the people who have never watched an episode, if they want to get caught up quickly, they don't have time to watch season 1 to now. They need to watch. I guess they do that. I don't know. Listen, if you haven't watched SLC, just watch tomorrow. Okay, I don't know what to tell you because you're not going to be able to catch up in one night. So I'm gonna need you just to watch last season and call it a day. Season 2 and then jump to the 4th. So Lisa's hot mic was season 2. People don't have time for Jen's lies for a whole season. Exactly. Yeah, I pray that Jen never comes back. Season 4 is more than necessary. Monica haunts the narrative. Yes. Get the cliff notes from YouTube. Yeah, season 3 was when Heather lied about getting punched in the eye. It's the JT lip kit for MAC. The chestnut lip liner and the, what is this? Snob lipstick, and then the lip gloss on top of it. Yeah, season 3 was boring. You don't season 3 was horrible. Season 3 was only 13 episodes long. That's how it was so bad. They had to cut the whole season short. That's how bad it was. And the way Heather lied for a whole year, she felt ashamed of herself. She could have gotten the whole show canceled the way she played. If you're new to, I don't know, if you're new to SLC, I would say if you want to watch season 2, watch it, but then jump to one of the newer episodes. So I don't know. Yeah, there was no Mary in season 3. Exactly. Season 3 was a fever dream. Season 3 was whack. Heather negatively impacted it with her lies and BS. Yeah, that was wild. And I knew Heather was lying the whole time because when she said at the reunion, and remember how bad the reunion was? It was so bad. It was supposed to be 3 parts, and then they got the backlash, and the ratings were so low, they made it 2 parts. But Heather sat up there and lied and said, "Oh yeah, here's the truth. When I was washing my face, I was so drunk. I hit my eye on the faucet, and I was so embarrassed to be an ex-Mormon who got so drunk to do that." I said, that story didn't make any sense. I said, I'm sorry. That did not make any sense. I said, girl, you're sitting up here crying over a fake story that never happened. And then for her to finally tell the truth the next season, a whole year and a half later, is shameful. When she was there giggling and talking about maybe somebody came in my room, she's lucky they didn't fire her. Exactly. We all knew Jen hit her. Exactly. It was ridiculous. Her playing in our faces, bringing Jen to get their story straight. That was so pathetic. Lying for a convict. Please tell me Heather's sitting this one out. I can only handle so much fiction in a reality show. No, Heather is front and center in this season, in this episode. Yeah, Jen was the one who punched her. I hit my eye on the corner of a cabinet, and all I had was a small bump and cut. I knew Heather was full of it. I know. She had a full-blown black eye like in the cartoons. She had the black ring around her eye, and it's all swelled up. But she wants me to believe that she hit it on the faucet. I said, stop. Yes, front and center, and so are her veneers. Then she is a pick-me. No, Heather and Whitney are at the forefront. They are still on this show. They're not going anywhere. Heather's not going anywhere anytime soon. She knocked you out, Heather. Exactly. I had written off the show and Mary didn't come back, but I'm glad I stuck around. It's the best Housewives show out now, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. And we already knew what happened. She was playing in everybody's face. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Why would you lie like that? I think what really took me out was the fact that she was really sobbing at that reunion, saying, "I'm so sorry, Andy. It was me. I just got drunk and bumped my face. I bumped my eye on the faucet." Like, for you to sit up there and really tell a false story like that, a bold-faced lie, and to sit there and cry like that actually happened, that was really wild. Whitney and Mary are both Libras, but they can't get along. I'm not as worried or upset with Mary and Angie falling out. If you remember how they met, it's not shocking they would reach a rough patch. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. And I called it, and I said, now, Mary, the way you did Angie in the finale when you got mad at her for no reason, and then you tried to not talk to her and embarrass her at that table, I said, girl, now, Mary, you had me effed up with that. Now, I will say, Mary in person is a sweetheart. We had a great time talking at the party. She was so lovely. I brought my mom with me. She was just like, oh my gosh, I just love your relationship with your mom. This is so cute. Me and my mom used to be super close until she cut me off at 44. My mom was talking to her. My mom was like, oh, like, how do you feel about that? Have you made peace about that? And she said, yeah, I have. I've had no choice but to. When I tell you, Mary has come a long way, baby. I mean, oh my gosh. She used to be so antisocial, and just Mary was so pleasant at the party. She was like, oh, you guys look beautiful. She loved my mom's outfit. She was just so sweet. Like, she was lovely. I mean, Mary Cosby, I know I used to give you the blues when the show first started. I just thought that you could be so rude and just so icy and just aloof and all the things. But when I tell you Mary has done a complete 180, she's way more comfortable with the cameras and being on the show. Mary was a sweetheart at the event. Like I really enjoyed talking to her. She was lovely. She was fun. Yes, Mary is present. Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. She was very sweet. I'm not gonna lie, Mary isn't my favorite person, but I do like how she stands on business with her castmates. Same. But no, if you meet her in person, she is absolutely lovely. And you guys know me. You guys know I would say if somebody was horrible. She was, I mean, a sweetheart. Oh, thank you. Is this how she got all those followers for her church? Listen, honey, she's charismatic. I mean, Heather, not Heather. Mary is very lovely. She was, but she has turned her all around. She is just the sweetest. I'm excited to see her at BravoCon, and I'm excited for people who have never met her to see her at BravoCon. She's really, yeah, she's blossomed. She really has. She really has. I think Mary has a strong bond with somebody, and Jen Shah is gone, so she's a lot more comfortable. Oh, I agree. And then you see Mary. Mary never did press before. Now Mary's doing all the press runs. She was on, Page 6 doing an interview. Then she was on Dorinda's Sirius XM radio show. Mary's making her like we've never seen Mary do a press run ever. She's on Entertainment Tonight. Like Mary is out here zipping it and zooing it with the press, honey. She is comfortable. I love it. I love that for her. Yes, more fun than she's had in a while. I agree. Yeah, no, listen, I said Mary has done a complete 180. Complete 180. Okay, Mary making the round. She got rid of that energy vampire husband. No, they're still together. She said it at the premiere party. They're still together. So and she's yeah, they're still together. So she didn't get rid of him. She seems to be happy with him. So is it because Senior is away so she can flourish now? Well, no, according to her, he's still there in the house. So he just doesn't film. He doesn't film anymore. Mary trying to get her coin. Okay. That's why some housewives need more than one season before chopping them. I agree. I will say Brittany is another one. Brittany is so sweet. I saw her in LA when I was at the Los Culturistas Awards. I met her daughter. Her and her daughter Olivia are very close. And it was so cute because her daughter's name, her daughter is Olivia Brooke. So she's like, oh my gosh, like my daughter has the same middle name as your first name. How funny is that? But no, Brittany in person is lovely. And then I saw her again at the DirecTV party. She's like, oh my gosh, hey, we talked, chopped it up. She's very sweet, Brittany. And I have to say, Brittany is a great addition. I think that Brittany is the perfect piece of delusion. Listen, when you see her in this premiere episode, you are going to laugh so hard. Brittany is needed for the cast. Brittany is needed for the cast. Yes, I agree. Him not filming is a good idea. You see Mary as a person now than the grandpa situation. I agree. Absolutely. Yes, Brittany's like Sonia Morgan from Real Housewives of New York. Brittany reminds me very much of Sonia Morgan. I think that, yeah, Brittany is needed for the show. Yep, you need one person with absolutely zero shame to make the reality TV work. I agree. She's a good chaotic neutral, and she's still dating that guy. So I asked her about that. She said that right now they have officially broken up. I said, Brittany, can you please leave that guy alone? I said, and I told her, you know what I said to her? I said, Brittany, I said, you are too cute to be over here chasing after somebody who does not want you. He's playing you to the left. And she was like, I know, but he's such a good kisser. I said, Brittany, there are other men who can kiss well. Like, what are we like, Brittany, girl, you are a grown woman. Talk about he's a good kisser. Y'all should have seen my face when I saw her at the award show. I said, Brittany, girl, stop it. I said, stop. I said, girl, please stop. I said, Brittany, you are stop. You are too grown to be talking about that. You said, is she 15? Listen, it's ridiculous. She's too like there are other men who are good kissers. A mess. I don't know. Brittany, girl, Brittany, I need you to get it together, honey, because you are too cute to be a desperado over Jared. Like Jared Osman. Like, please stop. So, but yeah, Brittany is fun. She wants to be an Osmond. I guess so. Listen, either way, I think that Brittany has she's a very big future on SLC. I think that Brittany is the perfect friend of. I see Brittany as like a Marlo Hampton type where she gets a nice paycheck. She comes in and actually gives you something, and she has a storyline, she has confessionals. They include her in all of the press runs. They include her, so I'm like, Brittany has a nice gig. Do not cry for Brittany. She's good, okay? As long as she stays a friend of. Brittany gave us more last year than Heather and Whitney did. Agreed. So now listen, I'm gonna get off here because y'all are asking me questions that I can't answer. And I want to answer y'all so bad, okay? Yeah, hold on. Marlo was a top tier friend, but lost me as a housewife. She was so bad at it. I agree. She should have stayed a friend of. I'm excited for more Angie K. Also, her attempting to record gave us one of the funniest housewives scenes ever. So she's good with me. Same. Yeah, I don't know. I like Brittany. I think that Brittany is a fabulous friend of the show. Marlo was a way better friend of than housewife. Agreed. Marlo went gutter low. She did. She lost her mind when she became a full-time housewife. When is Jersey coming back? I have no idea. I don't know if it's coming back. I mean, I know that they're test filming with Melissa, Margaret, and Dolores, but that's all I know. I don't know when they're coming back. I will say that Melissa Gorga has a hit with those sprinkle cookies, because shout out to my subscriber who came to the live show and gifted me a box of Melissa sprinkle cookies. They're so good. They are delicious. Melissa, you did that. Oh, thank you for bringing this up. So at the premiere party for SLC, before we watched the episode, they were like, "Oh, what are your Bravo hot takes, right?" And the host, everybody there works at Bravo. They work at NBC. So the host says, what are your Bravo hot takes? So a woman says, "Can you guys please bring back Summer House Martha's Vineyard? Like, that show was a hit. Can you please replace the original Summer House with Martha's Vineyard?" Baby, they said Martha's Vineyard is not. They listen. The exact words were, "You can watch Summer House Martha's Vineyard on Peacock seasons 1 and 2," and they walked away. I said, everybody was like, "Oh," I said, the shade of it all. They said, "Baby, Summer House Martha's Vineyard is never coming back. You're never going to get it. So please stop asking." Listen, they said they are never coming back, honey. They said, "Yeah, honey, very much so." They said, "It's a wrap, pack it up." Exactly. They said you can catch Summer House Martha's Vineyard on Peacock seasons 1 and 2. Now, next question. Next caller. You said, "Oh, damn, I thought you were setting us up to tell us some good news." Baby, I meant to tell you all that. Honey. They said, "That's it. That's all. The black shows get no love. They didn't do it the right way. No real parties." I agree. I think that Summer House, Martha's Vineyard is just it's different. It's a different landscape. The energy on Martha's Vineyard is not the same as the Hamptons. It's just not the same. It's not. And then it didn't help that everybody on the cast was just crying and wailing. Everybody had a sob story. Where is the fun? Where's the excitement? I want to see y'all getting drunk, twerking, having a good time, hooking up, being sexy and fun. And y'all are crying about childhood trauma. I said, are you like, nobody is going to Martha's Vineyard to cry about trauma. We don't want to see this. Then when they tried to ice Jasmine out in season 2, that was a horrible look. It just wasn't a good, like they fumbled. Like, no, y'all were so checked out. Y'all were so checked out. Everybody was like, what is this? What is this? A mess. Aren't they bringing back Shaz after 1,000 years? Anything is possible. I'm not saying that it's impossible. You're right. But what I am saying is that if they do bring back Martha's Vineyard, they're going to probably revamp the cast. Also, Shaz of Sunset had a huge following. They were pulling in ratings. They were pulling in 1 million viewers, 900,000. Summer House Martha's Vineyard, their first season got 485,000. Okay, that's cute. That's solid. But then the season two, they fell off drastically. When you're barely seeing 200,000, it's a wrap. Those are like own numbers. That's like Love and Marriage DC numbers. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's not cutting it over at Bravo. So, a mess. Too much crying and trauma dumping for me, and it messed up what could have been a good show. Exactly. It was too much. Nobody wants that. We want to have fun. They did, yeah, and they didn't do any they did no promotion. For you guys to not give them a marketing budget, there were no commercials. We only saw commercials the night before, like the night of the show. They were giving us commercials for Martha's Vineyard 2 hours before the episode. Like, come on. They left the show for dead. They didn't give them any money for press runs. We never saw them on page 6. They didn't do any press runs with Entertainment Tonight. It was nothing. They didn't even invite them to Watch What Happens Live until season 2. Like, the promo, the way they dropped the ball on the promo. So, you said Shaz pulled in millions of viewers. I love Shaz. I didn't know they were on Kempire, and you were the reason I knew they were on. Yeah, we were like the only ones reviewing the show. That's worse than how they do Miami. No, for real. They didn't give them any promo. The Shaz spreads used to have my mouth watering. Yes. Oh, they would. Oh, listen, that food, chef's kiss. Did anyone ask about the possibility of Dallas coming back? Yes, they did. Another woman asked if Dallas, she said, justice for Dallas. Can we get Dallas back? And the answer was a bit more promising than Martha's Vineyard. Like, they'll bring back Dallas before they bring back Martha's Vineyard, because they didn't hit her with the shade of, oh, well, you can watch Dallas on Peacock. No, they were just like, oh, well, stay tuned. You never know. So yeah, Martha's Vineyard, I think they don't have a snowball's chance in hell, and that's no shade. The way they have like a 0.00000001% of coming back. Yes, the Brav Bros did review them. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Shout out to them. Shaz used to be one of my faves. I honestly could care less about Rhode Island. They're saying that Rhode Island is going to be it. They said that the Rhode Island ladies, they have some good drama, they're saying. Hey, Not Like Me 58. Thank you for the super chat. Hi, Brooke. I joined late. Did you talk about what Dr. Wendy said to you? No. I am talking about that for the Potomac. For when Potomac airs again, I'll tell that. So if you missed the live, you'll get that on October 5th. So, yes, I know I did not talk about it. So if you were on the live stream, if you were at the show, you know, if you didn't see the live stream, if you did not see Campfire After Dark, the live show, you'll be getting that tea when Potomac premieres on October 5th. There was no promo. Then they started acting like they were Beyonce after season 1. Child, listen. I never understood the egos and the attitudes. It made no sense. You said that was some good tea. Thank you. No, listen, I told you I wasn't gonna sit up there and gas it up. Like, I was like, no, this is some good stuff. I told you, like, I wasn't gonna let you down. I was not gonna let you down. Oh, here you go. Here you're gonna get me in trouble with your comment. You said it's good tea. It'll be worth waiting patiently for. Yes, it is. It is worth the wait. Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense for me to tell it now. I'll tell it when Potomac comes back on. So when October 5th, when October 5th comes, in that recap, I will be telling you all the story, and you guys will be like, wait, what? And it will explain how I move forward throughout the season. Okay, it will explain a lot. All right, but I promise you, October 5th, if you missed the live show, you'll be hearing about the tea October 5th. You said you got to show the receipts. I mean, yeah, I mean, I showed the receipts at the live show. So if you were at the live show, if you were there in person, if you live streamed it, you know I showed the receipts. For all of y'all who were there, I showed you guys the receipts. Okay, all right. Did I not? I showed you the receipts, honey. I had all my receipts in order. Okay, they were right there on the big screen. Okay. Oh gosh, yes, all right, didn't I? I know I did. I sure did. Honey, I have my receipts. I had every piece of receipt. Okay. Oh god. Oh, y'all are so fun. She showed pictures and receipts. She made us proud. Okay. All right. You said my jaw was dropped. All right, honey. Yes, honey. And yes, I did it. It was the big screen, just like Guerdy. Because Campfire said, I said, oh, Campfire, can I please send you the footage that I have? I have my receipts. And he said, oh, yeah, sure. So I sent it to Campfire, and he put it up on his MacBook for me. He said, okay, when you get up there, just hit the space bar, and it's going to come up when you're telling the story. And I said, okay, bet. I have my receipts. Child, I have my receipts. All right, I sure did. Okay, I sure did, honey. I said, let him know, Greg. Honk the horn on him, Greg. Yes, exactly. So I have my receipts again. Now, mind you, Potomac is not going to be alive. Like, the premiere episode is not going to be alive, especially because I need to tell the story. I can't have any interruptions. I can't be focused on reading this. You know what I'm saying? So do not expect a live for Potomac, because that premiere is going to be a recorded one with all my stuff. I need to just talk to that camera. I need to look into the camera's eyes. I can't have any. So do not expect a live for the Potomac recap. I'm going to tell you that right now. I need to tell my story in peace. Okay? Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so anyhow, well, just stay tuned for October 5th. I don't know if they have a premiere party. I haven't seen anything about a Potomac premiere party. Do they talk about Roni at the premiere? Yeah. Did they talk about Roni at the premiere? No, they didn't talk about Roni at the premiere. No. uh, let me watch the live stream. I love that tea. Child. Well, I'm happy. I'm very happy that I could make your birthday. I could, give it give it some love with 2 lives. I'm very happy. I'm happy. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys 2 lives. Listen, I've been MIA for a while, honey. I've been out. Y'all have seen me. It's been back-to-back traveling. It's been parties and events galore, and I just need some time to recalibrate. So I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to talk to y'all and get these lives and knock these recaps out the way. We will get fed in October. Exactly. Yes, honey. 2 lives back to back. This question. Like I said, we will talk about everything. Okay, we will talk. I got October 5th. Now, if this were a live for only the people who watch the live show, then we can talk. But on October 5th, we could talk about it all. Good. We're gonna talk about it all on October 5th. I got you. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoyed. I really am. We had a really good time. It was a phenomenal show. And I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. Thank you. Child. Let me just sit here, child. I'm gonna just sit here and sip. Don't gas me. Let's take it one day at a time. All right, one day at a time. Okay. But yeah, I think I'm excited that we're gonna have SLC and Potomac on. OC, I told y'all I'm not doing. I think we're done. I think we're at the end of the road for OC. So child. Right. So I'm going to end the live right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. I hope y'all enjoyed some SLC tea. Yeah, I hope that you guys have enjoyed, right? Yeah. OC is terrible. I mean, OC is horrible. Horrible. All right. Oh, yes, the guy there who, when it was a question and answers time and he spilled the tea that he had, that was really good. The whole room was gagged. Oh yeah, people came out. The people were out with the good tea, honey. I had to put my baby to bed. I'm going to have to rewind a little bit. Okay, no worries. Well, the live will be up so you can watch whenever you want to. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you all. Yeah. Yes, that his accent was very, and he was very handsome too. He was lovely. Yes, honey. When he started speaking French and the whole room was just like, wait, what? They're like, oh. It was a good night. But y'all, I am going to end it right here. I hope y'all have a good rest of your night. If just a heads up, I probably will just do a standalone SLC recap. I like for my premiere recaps to just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll do a live. I mean, I'll do lives throughout, but I know that some of you guys do miss the pre-recorded videos. So I think for the premiere episode for SLC, I will just do a pre-recorded one, okay? And then we can do a live talking about something else, all right? But I will let you all go. Have a great night. Have a great night. I love y'all. Thank you guys for joining me for 2 lives today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later, okay? Bye, guys.